So this last week, I received an email from my friends Jim and Beth Luby asking this question: when the coronavirus has come and passed, when this pandemic is done, what will your story be? I think it's a great question, and one that I've been pondering since I received that email. The fact is, in every generation, there's usually some event that defines at some level that generation and determines kind of who they are. If you think about past generations, maybe we're talking about the Great Depression or World War I or World War II. I don't know, but I suspect for this generation, this may be our event where we look back and we see that this was an event that defined us. This was an event that made us who we were. And so the question is, when we look back on that event, what will our story be? Will our story be one of faith and love for others, or will it be one of fear and selfishness? My hope for our church is that our story would be one of faith and concern for others. Now, depending upon who you are and what your life stage is, that may look differently depending upon who you are. For example, if you're a grandparent, maybe your story of faith means that you're reaching out to your kids and your grandkids during this time, and you're making sure to encourage them, and you're modeling for them that you have a steadfast trust in Christ, that you're not afraid to die, that you're not afraid of what bad may come, because your hope is set fully on the future glory that is awaiting us in Jesus Christ. If you're a parent, maybe you see this event as a catalyst to jumpstart things in your family that you wished you already would have been doing. Maybe it means that you start having more serious conversations around the dinner table at night. Or maybe it means that you start a practice of family devotions. Or maybe it means something else where you use this event and what we're going through as an ability to jumpstart your family to a place that they've never been before spiritually. For those who are single, maybe this is an opportunity for you to reach out to others who are in the same boat as you and maybe feeling lonely and isolated. Maybe you can reach out to them and encourage them that there is a friend in Christ that never leaves or never abandons us. For those who are kids, as you're now heading into what seems like to be the longest summer break of all time, how will you use that time wisely? Will you waste it playing video games and pursuing other frivolous things? Or will you make the most of your time? Maybe you'll pick up a new hobby, or maybe you'll start reading about things that matter. Maybe you'll even sit down and talk with your parents. Whatever it is, the point is that we want to make the most of our story. We want to be living in such a way that as families, we are thinking, how can we encourage others during this time? How can we reach out to others? Maybe even if we're not able to be physically present, how can we be people who with faith are reaching out and making a difference in the lives of others? Now that said, we recognize that ultimately there's only one person who's writing the true story, and that's God. And He may be sending us things the next days to come that we didn't expect. Maybe people that we love and care about will get sick. Maybe people that we love and care about will even die. And if that happens, we'll have to trust Him. But my hope is that by the power of the Spirit at work in us and the grace of God at work in us, we would live in such a way that our story would be one of faith and love for others. So church, I guess my question for you is this. Well, maybe there's two questions. One question is simply, will you put your trust in the one who's writing the ultimate story? And secondly, by His power and for His glory, will you live in such a way that during this time your story is one of faith and trust in God and a love for others?